Hey everybody, it's Dave Dugdale, learningvideo.com. So I want to tell you a story, kind of embarrassing actually. So I was doing kind of an interview slash maybe podcast with Max Yurev. He has a YouTube channel similar to mine, does camera reviews. Well, he wanted to have a webcam on top of my monitor, and I was looking at him. He wanted an other alternative angle, kind of similar to this one. And then I was going to send him that file. I got so used to the a6500 in the last few weeks. The autofocus is working really well. And I used the a7R2 and I had it on continuous autofocus, and a lot of the interview was out of focus. And I was really fooled because I had my monitor and everything. I don't know why I put it on autofocus anyway. So I'd look at the monitor, I'd look this way, and it would lose maybe one of my eyes, and it wouldn't know that there was a face there. It would go out of focus and go to the back wall. And then when I would look towards the monitor, it would grab my face, and I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's in focus. So when I was done, I was about to send him a file. I was like, oh man, it's like all out of focus. I was like, I'm so sorry. So what I wanted to do here is I was like scratching my head. I was like, why wasn't the autofocus working as well as it should be? So what I wanted to investigate was 1080 versus 4K, because I shot in 4K. And I also wanted to compare the a6500 to the a7R2. And also wanted to throw in the Canon M5, which is right here, into the mix as well. And this is the first one we're going to take a look at. So let's go take a look. All right, this is the Canon M5. This is kind of VR base. And you look at that box in the lower right-hand corner. It never leaves my face, even though maybe both eyes are obstructed right there by drinking. And basically what I'm trying to do here is recreate this podcast interview type thing I did with Max. You can see I'm looking away, both eyes are gone, but yet the algorithm that's in the Canon camera is just very persistent. It's like, I don't know, a pit bull grabbing along your pant leg and won't let go. It's just very persistent, just locks on and stays on. So I think the algorithm that Canon's design, I don't think it's necessarily the technology, it's just the algorithm of what they're doing here. So let's move on to the next camera, which is coming up, which is the a7R2 at 1080 at f4. So a little bit shallower depth of field, but I see right there, boom, out of focus. The box, but for some reason, the way Sony algorithm is once that box loses, you can't see both eyes. Like I'm taking a drink here, I can still see both eyes, but when I look away, you'll see that the box goes away like right there, and it starts to go towards the light switch, and boop, it's coming back again. But 1080 is not too bad, but what I was shooting at when I did the whole thing with Max was at 4K, and that was my mistake. You can see it goes really soft. Oh, it's going to grab the camera. Now it's going to grab the light switch, and it's still on the light switch, and that's pretty much what happened in the interview, which is quite embarrassing. I can't believe I just didn't put it on manual focus and leave it on there. So yeah, like you're going to see right here, I'm trying to get it to lock it on my face, but sure enough, boom, goes the light switch. So yeah, but what you're going to notice is the a6500 actually works much better in 4K. Right here we're showing 1080. We're going to show 4K in a second, but 1080, I'd say it works a little bit better than the 1080 on the a7R2, but not as good as the Canon M5. I guess I don't know, not exactly sure what's going on with what Sony's done here, if it's the algorithm or maybe it's just better autofocus going on in the a6500 if it's a newer camera. And I kind of hope when the a7R Mark III or whatever comes out, that it'll have the same type of technology that we see here in the a6500. So let's go on to the a6500 at 4K. Again at f4. Basically all I've done here is just gone from 1080 to 4K. That's the only settings I've changed. And all of the autofocus settings for all these cameras are pretty much set at their default factory settings. You can see I lost an eye there. The box goes away, comes back. But this works so much better than the a7R2 at 4K. The a7R2 at 4K was just a disaster, where this, I could have used this. This would have been very usable for Max's interview. And basically, like I said before, I mean, I was totally fooled because because every time I'd look at the camera, the autofocus would grab hold of my face quite nicely. I'd look at the monitor and it looked like it was in focus, but when I looked towards the screen, towards max on the screen, boom, it was all out of focus. So I really couldn't send that footage to max. So hopefully, if, like I said before, if Max's interview is done and you're interested in watching it, I will definitely put a card to it up above so you can take a look. And that's pretty much it. I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.